Hello friends, James Stevenson here with an update from Shortville. Trouble in Paradise, if you can call Tesla Q's Shortville Paradise, between two people who agree that Tesla stock is worth less than a $0.1 trillion market cap. That's Jeremy Raper, whose X account is @puppy A1EH1. And the fraud posing behind the fake name Brad Munchen, or Motorhead, both of which are not his real name. I'll get to that in just a minute, but first, let's feed Loki his breakfast, because I know how much that irritates the fraud posing behind the fake name Brad Munchen. Let's get breakfast for Loki. Yes. Okay. There you go, buddy. And either he'll come over and eat his breakfast right now, or not. Either way, I'm irritating Motorhead by doing that. Let's share my desktop with you and show you what I'm talking about. It's Motorhead retweeting Jeremy and throwing shade at him. These are two long-standing Tesla Q members in good standing. Sad that this Japan expert can't talk about how the ordinary Japanese person can't afford a lunch that costs $10 anymore. That's the important story about the Japanese yen's weakness. So Jeremy just told a story about how an American he took to lunch in Japan ordered a bunch of stuff off the menu. It's pretty common when people are expensing their lunch to their company anyway for a business lunch to just order a bunch of food, and that way, if you don't like one of the things you ordered, you've got other stuff you can eat, right? If you're in a foreign country, maybe the food won't all be to your liking, so that's a pretty common thing to do. But Jeremy was just pointing out in this long thread that I'm not going to read to you that it seemed wasteful to him that somebody else would order so much food and then not eat much of it. Whatever. So Jeremy replies, "That takes about as strong as your Tesla posts. Besides, I never claimed to be an expert, just a dude who lives here." The fraud posing behind the fake name Brad Munchen also has lived in Japan for a long time. Replying, "Then you're in the 1% in Japan bragging about how much you and your friends can indulge. Most Japanese can barely afford to pay their energy bills, let alone take a summer vacation. My hashtag Tesla takes are better than yours, FYI." Well, I mean, this is this is a womanless beauty pageant here for those of you from the southeastern U.S. who know about that old tradition that has died out now. These two have sent probably the wrongest of the wrong tweets ever to be sent about Tesla. Now, if you've been following me for very long, you're very well aware of the wrong tweets Motorhead has sent over the years. Maybe less so with Jeremy, so I'll refresh your memory on those in just a minute. And I don't pay Musk for a blue check mark, so this is like a full-on dogfight between two Tesla Q members that I find very funny. Jeremy replying, "Did you even read the post? I'm clearly not bragging about his behavior. I ordered a single lunch. I never said he was my friend, he's my client. Not a surprise you're getting carried out on bad trades with poor attention to detail like that. Good luck with your book." And he waves. I didn't even know he was working on a book, so maybe that's just speculation on Jeremy's part, who knows. But let's reacquaint you with Jeremy. Here's a tweet of his from November 9th of 2022. So we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of this tweet. He's retweeting me. So I guess I have to click through here and then click back just to give you the context here. So he said, "James, along with every other bear market virgin Tesla investor, is about to learn an important and costly lesson. The market will destroy this manner of thinking. I was just saying 3.5 years ago there was a short-lived sudden opportunity to buy Tesla stock below 180 per share. Since then the stock split 5 for 1 in August and then 3 for 1 in August of 2022. So yeah, the stock went up a lot after bottoming way back here, which is now a split adjusted $12 or less you could have bought Tesla stock for on June 3rd of 2019, and the stock had pulled back to less than $200 at that time. I asked him, are you still planning to cover your short at $8.86, Jeremy? So just a few weeks earlier, he had told me that was his plan for his short position. And I don't have to split adjust this $8.86 if you're wondering. Check the date. October 25th of 2022, Tesla stock had already done all of its splitting that it has done. So yeah, he really thought that Tesla should trade at a $30 billion valuation. So a third of 0.1 trillion is where Jeremy Raper believes Tesla should be trading. He said it would probably take 18 months to get there, and that it was a midterm trade for him. I asked Jeremy if he thought fair valuation for a company growing earnings at 100% per year is a PE of 2.4 against last year's quarterly earnings annualized. It doesn't seem incredibly unlikely to you the market would ever let it get that low. And he said, afraid you and I differ on that one. So he really dug his heels in, supporting the belief that Tesla would be trading at $30 billion. Here he says, maybe I'll cover it at a $20 to $30 or so share price for risk management purposes. Don't worry, though, I'll still make 90% writing it down from here, from November 9th of 2022. I warned him, no, you will not. If you think Tesla will trade below 0.1 trillion, you are as dumb as a bag of hammers. Uncommonly stupid hammers. With a no gif from John Mulaney here. And he said, how can I make sure this pops up again in 6 months? So when it happens, I can make sure you remember how wrong you were. Well, Tesla has still not traded below 0.1 trillion, so far I'm right. Let's scroll on up here. So that's what he was retweeting. And he had mentioned the bell tolling. I don't see it in this tweet. But I replied, never send for whom the mountain of pain comes, it comes for thee. Oh, he said mountain of pain. Man, there's a mountain of pain coming for these folks. So I was just reminding him, hey, Tesla is up and nobody else is this year in U.S. auto sales. Here's what the revenue growth looks like. That pattern has continued this year. And there's the global deliveries chart. I just updated this one not that long ago. It's up a whole lot more than where it was. And he says, see, the thing is, if you followed me at all, you would recall that I covered in late 2018. Sorry, late 2019. But I had to dig out, hey, pal, actually, that's not true. You were saying things like Tesla was structurally unprofitable, nearly impossible to start raising prices again. It's impossible that Tesla ever generates operating earnings, and that they are bumping up against the limit of operating expense per unit. So that's what Jeremy believed at the time. He replied, good to know I'll be wrong about all that, and you will still manage to get wiped out when this thing goes to $30. Sad, really. And I said, well, either you're right or wrong about it going to $30. I think you'll be wrong again, I said at the time, Occam's razor. But even if you're right, and it goes to $30, you're still wrong about me getting wiped out. I'll still be up versus my cost basis, and I'll be buying more. If Tesla manages to make it down to $30 per share, I would not be the only one buying. If Tesla somehow made it down there. Brad Munchen also has purchased $25 put options. He was buying those in early January of 2023, and those put options have since declined in value by more than 90% from where he bought them. James Hatfield, Tesla supporter from way back, says, ironically, humorously, James, don't you know it's just a cult stock, not a long-term investment in an industrial business with hard assets and massive cash flow that's uniquely positioned to benefit from a global technology transition away from fossil fuel power. to blended electric power, with a funny gif here from The Office. That's a good place to leave it. James Hetfield reminding us Tesla is disrupting the fossil fuel vehicle industry and the non-sustainable energy market and a few other things. They're busy over at Tesla, and the market is going to reward that activity in the future is my belief. That's why I still hold my Tesla shares. And that's my video for today. So if you like this video, click the like button. Check back in with my co-host Loki, who still hasn't even straightened his ear out. He's got his ear folded over on itself a little bit there. He'll get that sorted out. And he will eat his food later, don't worry. He always eats. He doesn't always eat right away. And don't forget to click the like button if you liked this video. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon or on X or by joining my YouTube channel, as my executive producers Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com did. And I'll see you in the next one.